We're currently in Greater Manchester and we are about to get started with our one-day Discovery Day. One of the things we love to do about our Discovery Day is to take potential investors into construction sites that we've recently acquired by our members and as well as by our investors and as well as ourselves, to teach people about practical experience, what actually happens on site, and to combine that with what also happened in the classroom, which means the analytics, the mindset, the inspiration, how to leverage and do many of these things. That's what happens at our Discovery Day. So we're just currently at Novotel, and I cannot wait to inspire multiple individuals who have traveled across the Northeast to be here at the Discovery Day. I'll see you inside. When you talk about being an entrepreneur, you do not need money. The first thing you need is the will to what? Do. And when you probably go back in history and time, you will find out the word entrepreneurship was always all about risk, creation. Business is all about what? It was about risk, it was about creation. It was about turning a little bit of an idea. Just a little bit of an idea. And then it became a source of an income. It wasn't about I need to find the money first. Let me tell you, don't get this right or wrong. The truth is, whether you work with the wrong people or the right people, they all have a positive effect in your life. And people are moved by who you know or who they know that you know. And people will trust and do business with you because of who they know that you know, or who is saying something in the room when you are not there. Because the ground floor room is quite larger, we can put a couple here. And if we're turning this section here that I just mentioned into a shower, so this can be an off suite to the couple that will live here. So that will give you about £700 rent. So two people staying together in one room, that easily will give £700. So a bit about £450 more that a room would actually be. Part of the reason why we bring people to Discovery Day, so we can actually discuss certain things and give you creative ideas on how you can structure properties. Remember, people are actually renting this room because one, affordability, two, they're trying to save money, three, maybe they just came into the country. This used to be a former bank, right? It used to be a former bank. Who here would like to guess how much I ended up paying for this property? 200,000? 350. Anyway, cut long story short, we ended up acquiring this property for a member of our community, a member of our club, for £315,000.
Wow.
The people who are failing in property is more than the people who are actually succeeding in property. That's the truth. All right? But you can actually succeed in property if you think about it as a long-term game. Why are you here? A couple of years ago, less than the last 2 years, there's been an announcement of a regeneration of this entire high street with over 12.5 million to be pumped into this area. So imagine owning your first commercial building in an area that's about to be regenerated. I'm sure you guys know the story, right? You know the answer, correct? So that's your S-space conversion there. So in a normal C3 property, that would be called a loft. Okay, and we were looking at, okay, let's go to the S-space here. Let's make it a 10-bed HMO. Does that make sense? Most of you will agree with me, property is not cheap, right? Buying property is not cheap. Whether you're trying to buy the property that we just saw, the last one for £125,000, you still need at least £20,000 minimum. That will be inclusive of your deposit, your stamp duty, your legal fees. You still need £20,000. What does B stand for? Buy. So let's talk about the buying element of an asset. The buy here is, before this, everybody can, you can just leave this room and go and buy a house. Anybody can buy a house, but not everybody can actually buy a house that makes you money or buy a house for literally next to nothing. And the only thing that allows you to buy an asset for next to nothing is the fact that you understand this word buy correctly. People become aware of OPM better when they've actually utilized it. Like Maxine now, she's aware of it. Because she's borrowed, OPM, she has also raised OPM. So when she has an opportunity to invest or do something now, she's an elastic. So you can pull her apart, she's going to come back. Do I like this? She's an elastic, she's open-minded. But Charlie could have £100,000 like, no, listen, I'll save that money, man. And that's where the what that we talked about earlier comes in place. Knowing what is the what. Like, basically, what you know and who you know. Remember we talked about it, what you know and who you know. It is the what you know that allows you to take OPM to be able to then do the buy. Creativity. Creating financing, I'm not going to break that down in depth. Investors finance. Investors finance naturally is somebody that is already an investor, already having the mindset that, okay, I've got £200,000 in my bank account. How can I make some percentage on it per year without lifting a finger? That's your investor. Maxine has been with Property Wealth and Business Community for 3 years.
Just over 3 years.
And first of all, Max, I remember a couple of years ago, she said, honestly, 63, 40, 65, ideally, I don't want to be in a job. But even though she wasn't really intentionally about it, but she already just said it. Mm-hmm. And guess what then happened? It happened, and it happened when she was just at the verge of replacing either whatever she needed to replace or close to whatever she needed to replace, and that happened. So now she created it. She's willing now to do more, but she's managed to get herself to a place where she's not very scared about redundancy, because it can be scary as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So let's just know, how has your property journey been in 3 years?
In 3 years, it's been exciting. It's been quite daunting. It's been a bit scary.
What could you say to those? I mean, there's a lot of people that is not 60 in this room. What did you wish you could have done in Charlie's age?
Oh God, I wish I could have. I wish I had. I mean, I did start in property about 20 years ago, but obviously it fell through. I had made some bad decisions and didn't have any education, didn't have a mentor, so lost some money and just got a bit frightened, so I didn't go any further with it. But it was on my mind, so I wish I did. I didn't even know about mentors, having mentors for property at the time. Do you know what I mean? Didn't know about education.
A lot of black people don't.
So you just think about it, and you just think, where do I start? And the years go on and you don't do anything about it, and it just...
In where I come from in Nigeria, there's a way of mentoring. It's called apprenticeship, where, especially in the Igbos, where you go and serve your master for a number of years, and when you get freedom, they teach you how to do the same business like for like. So for me, it was the other way around. Actually, the mentor pays you, not you paying the mentor. So that was my mindset until I went into the personal development world, and it changed everything for me. So how has mentorship really helped you?
The first thing I can say, which is on that list, is mindset. It changed my mindset. When we first started and Daniel started teaching, it was all about mindset, and that was something that I knew I needed to change, and I think I changed it, about probably 85, 90% changed my mindset.
Looking at the fact that now you did property 1, 2, 3, so your property 1 was the house you lived in, having to move out from the house you live in to buying another property and to buying another property now, what has been your greatest learning curve? And if you were to do it all again, what would you do better?
If I had to do the whole thing again, I would have started off with the property I live in, and sort of taking money out of that. But I didn't do that initially, did I? Because I was a bit frightened. I didn't do it first of all because I was thinking, oh no, I can't. This is my, this is my home. What am I gonna? Yeah.
Property Wealth and Business Club is global. Actually, offering the room started seeing me from Nigeria. She started following me, training me when she was in Nigeria. She's a property developer. Can everyone offer a massive round of applause?
90K.
So, Offrey, as someone who's been in property for a while, how has your
give back.
journey been in getting restarted in property with us at Property Wealth?
Every single time I have this discussion with you, I see a bigger picture. Every single time I came to you, when I'm in the midst of, I'm clouded, it's always a way that you redirect me. When we get to have some conversation, I get redirected and I stay on course and start moving. So the journey has really been sweet, sour, bitter.
That's the journey of being an entrepreneur,
It's
roller
been-
coaster.